He came at Carrington on Monday after his last game with Sporting Lisbon against Braga that he won by 4-2. He was welcomed by Dan Ashworth and the CEO, who goes by the names of Amal Berada at Carrington, and that is Ruben Amorim. And he went ahead, obviously, be toured around the club of Manchester United training center, that is Carrington, and he was like, all right, let's obviously get it up and running to see to it that all goes on as planned for the club of Manchester United. And guess what? Yesterday, he had a chance to meet some of the United players at the club facility who are really undergoing their rehabilitation and are into the final stages of their return into the first training sessions, all first team training sessions for the club of Manchester United. So welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Ruben David. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And guess what? My name is Ruben David, and smash like button close to 200 times because this Ruben Amorim story is really one of a kind that you wouldn't obviously want to miss out. Now, Ruben Amorim showed up at Carrington yesterday and obviously had to take over the office of Erik ten Hag, and he had to obviously meet the players available and obviously share some moments with them. And guess what? He went in to obviously meet these players. And remember, his work permit is really pending, and we all know to it that it's really going to be worked on as soon as possible. And by the end of this week, I know it will be out, and he'll be onto the green grass of Carrington, trying to really manage the players that are really readily available and to draw a plan on how he wants to train. Remember, he has gone ahead to bring in his entire coaching staff. Close to 6 people have gone ahead to obviously come up with him. That's a very huge positive for him, that he doesn't need to work with the people that were really there before working with his players, because he knows how toxic it can be. He wants to build a new environment, the club of Manchester United, and that's what he did. And Ineos went ahead to obviously agree with him that please get in everyone, and everyone that was there was sacked. Ruud van Nistelrooy, René Haig, and very many others. But obviously they went back home with their pockets smiling, because a lot of money was really squeezed into their pockets as they got sucked into the mix. So let's get to Carrington and see what it was like when this manager was obviously welcoming or being welcomed by these players at the training facility of Manchester United. Luke Shaw was one of those that really went ahead obviously have a chat with the manager, Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim was all smiles when he met Luke Shaw, and he was like, all right, let's get going. But he's one of those players that hasn't played football since last season for the club of Manchester United, and he's not one of those that you can trust when it comes to being readily available. And he has a tendency of, when a manager comes in through in his first season, he obviously gives it his all and he risks it all. But in the second season, he doesn't really find himself available. And I know he's really going to be doing the same. And if I'm Manchester United, I might be thinking about letting this guy leave and letting him go, you know, in the summer to get in a fully fit left-sided centre-back or left wing-back. That is Luke Shaw for you. But he was really having a chat with the manager, and obviously they really had some good time together. After him, there came Mason Mount, who was really having a chat with Ruben Amorim, and Mason Mount is one of those players that we bought in for 60 million euros, and you all know to it that I'm that kind of person who never really went ahead to agree with his signing at the club of Manchester United. And I was like, what the hell? How come this was all put out like this? Because I never liked him, and I never knew why you went ahead obviously sign him. But it was all about Erik ten Hag making that decision that went ahead obviously bite him in the back. Sometimes people come out and really undermine with the fans, but there are certain things that we see, because also to it that those 60 million pounds would have gone ahead to be really taken to a team like Brighton, and you get a player like McAllister, or if not, get in an Andrea Onana, who is now playing at Aston Villa, or go in for players like all top up and really get in a Casado, a Declan Rice, So, and by the way, we went ahead to spend that amount of money, and very many players are really readily available who could obviously do the job into that midfield role. And it went ahead to obviously bite Erik ten Hag back, and I think it's one of the reasons as to why you've gone ahead to see him sacked at the club of Manchester and for the poor season really had last season. So Ruben Amorim went ahead to obviously have what we call a hug with he went ahead to obviously have a warm hug with Mason Mount, and I think they really had some huge conversations together, and all was okay. So after that, guess who came in through? Lenny Yoro was all smiles from hitting this manager, and is like, all right, I'm just new at the club and I have no problem with working with the new manager in here. And obviously, it's very important to note that Lenny Yoro hasn't played since the United preseason that we had in the US, and he's back to obviously work under a new manager. And looks like it's a new manager who's really going to give him his debut for the club of Manchester United. So that is Lenny Yoro for you, and he's rated highly by Ruben Amorim. Then Kobe Mainoo also had a chance to obviously meet the new gaffer for the club of Manchester United, that is the head coach, not the manager, and they really had some good time. Kobe Mainoo, after the game of Brentford, he never really returned, and he's really undergoing what we call recovery, and we anticipated that he's really going to be available as United plays against Ipswich. And I believe that the ideal double pivot is going to be Ugarte and Kobe Mainoo. That is it, because when you look at how Ugarte has been playing and how Kobe Mainoo is going to be integrated into that team, all will be well. So you might find sometimes Casemiro being played in the back three because he has shown intent of really playing there, and very many others. But in the double pivot, it's really going to be this guy known as Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte, because their intensity is really great and it causes a lot of harm to the opponents that United are really playing against. Toby Collier, another academy graduate from Carrington, that was really given his debut by Erik ten Hag, and is really doing great and very fantastic onto the night at the club of Manchester United. So we are really eagerly waiting to see how everything is going to be panning out under Ruben Amorim, on how he's really going to be integrating these youngsters into the team. With the likes of Toby Collier, hit the pass mark to obviously get into the starting 11 for this guy, because when a new manager comes in, that means there is a fair chance for every player at the club of Manchester United. And all what you have to do is to really give these people what they deserve and desire. And that is what we call a chance. And now, all these players that you've seen into those photos are really into their final stages of rehabilitation and recovery to take part into the first team training session that will happen, I think, very soon on Monday. I anticipate that the rest of the players like Casemiro, Rashford, John Evans, Amad Diallo, who never went ahead, obviously, get called for the international duty, will find themselves in a position of returning early on Monday, because they are now having holidays and they are really trying to rest and really think of what the manager is going to be like. But all I can tell you is, I can authoritatively tell you that the manager is really talking to those players on video calls, and obviously trying to speak to them on how he wants them fit to be and how he wants them to play. So it's really very important that Man United is going to take this decision, and in this international break, a lot of magic is really going to be happening. But when asked onto whether he's really going to be sticking to his style of play or is going to be really changing, this is what Ruben Amorim had to say when he was asked that beautiful question. He said that, I have to start from something I know very well and then develop that with the players. We don't have much time to train. There are many games, so I'll start from the structure I know very well. The good thing is that he's really having in players like Matthias de Ligt, who have gone ahead to play in this system, because at Juventus they used to play at it a little bit, at Bayern Munich under Tuchel, you understand. Then Lisandro Martinez, I think he knows this very well and he can easily adjust. I think the same applies to Aleni Yoro Khan, because Foleni Yoro is really going to be with him for these days and he's really going to be showing him how a defender has to behave when they're really being played into a system like that. So that is Leni Yoro for you. And we anticipate that the manager is not going to change anything. He's going to go 3-4-3, and we'll be waiting to see how everything really pans out. It's a 3-4-1 system that he deploys when he's really playing. So we wait to see how he's really going to be succeeding at the club of Manchester United. But all I can tell you is it's really going to be good for the club of Manchester United. And I really wish success to Ruben Amorim, because I'm fed up of really seeing these managers of Manchester United fired in their third year. This curse has to be broken, and this is the hugest task that Ineos have to really undertake. So I'm calling for your reactions into the comment section below about Ruben Amorim meeting United players, right? He's really going to be meeting the United players. Sorry, he met them on Tuesday, and the other is going to be really video teleconferencing with them. And we'll obviously bring you more and more about these players. 200 likes on this video. I'm out. See you later. United Matters channel it is. And this is Rokani David onto the United Matters channel. We out for now. Bye-bye. And let's meet later into the mix. Bye-bye for now.